Government reveals draft digital identity framework. The Australian government has unveiled the public draft of its trusted digital identity framework for how citizens' digital identity information must be managed, which it said would sit alongside its Govpass digital platform. The 14 draft documents include the Trust Framework Structure and Overview, Trust Framework Accreditation Process, Privacy Assessment, Core Privacy Requirements, Core Protective Security Requirements, Core User Experience Requirements, Core Risk Management Requirements, Core Fraud Control Requirements, Digital Identity Proofing Standard, Digital Authentication Credential Standard, Information Security Documentation Guide, and Risk Management Guide. The framework sets out a nationally consistent approach to how digital identity will be managed, Assistant Minister for Digital Transformation Angus Taylor said on Thursday. This includes documents outlining how providers will be accredited, privacy, security, risk, and fraud management requirements, as well as standards for usability and accessibility. The framework sits alongside the Digital Transformation Agency's Govpass technology platform, which is currently in private beta. According to the Trusted Digital Identity Framework Structure and Overview PDF, accreditation for the Identity Federation will be based on a trust framework, rather than traditional service-level agreements, SLAs, in order to provide more transparency and scale. The Digital Transformation Agency, DTA, in collaboration with other government agencies and key private sector bodies, is leading the development of a national federated identity ecosystem, the Identity Federation. Implementation and operation of the Identity Federation is underpinned by the Trusted Digital Identity Framework, the document explains. It provides the required structure and controls to deliver confidence to participants that all accredited providers in the Identity Federation have met their accreditation obligations, and as such may be considered trustworthy. The Trusted Digital Identity Framework Core Privacy Requirements PDF outlines privacy requirements that must be fulfilled under the Trust Framework, including privacy governance, privacy impact assessments, data breach response management, privacy policy, notice of collection of personal information, collection and use limitations, consent prior to collecting information, cross-border and contractor disclosure, government identifiers, access, correction, and dashboard, quality of personal information, handling privacy complaints, and destruction and de-identification of information. For instance, companies handling such data must have a privacy champion with overall responsibility and accountability for privacy, conduct annual privacy audits, report serious data breaches to the affected individuals, the Office of the Australian Information Commissioner, OIC, the Trust Framework Accreditation Authority, and the Australian Signals Directorate, ASD, have a policy outlining whether and where it may disclose the information overseas, publish an annual transparency report, and provide users with access to their own metadata in a yet-to-be-determined time frame via a dashboard. Identity service providers are also not permitted to collect sensitive information such as facial images unless consent is gained, and the information is destroyed once used to verify an individual's identity and provide a complaints service to users. The Trusted Digital Identity Framework Core Protective Security Requirements PDF covers the minimum security controls that applicants must provide for an identity system. These include network, operating system, database, and internal user access security, asset protection, strategies to mitigate cybersecurity incidents, physical and environmental security, using approved cryptographic algorithms, protocols, and modules, protective security awareness and training for employees, vulnerability and threat assessment, continuous monitoring and event logging, and incident response management. The applicant must undertake an active role in protecting their identity service, underlying business processes, and information assets from exposure to malicious software and scripts, including but not limited to implementing controls to prevent and restrict the proliferation of virus and Trojan software, it adds. The equipment that supports the identity service must be protected from physical and environmental security. All forms of media and storage devices which support the identity service must be controlled and physically protected. Applicants must also have an Information Technology Security Manager, ITSM, and an Information Technology Security Officer, ITSO. Use services with real-time alerts and availability monitoring. Only use ASD-approved security products. Forecast capacity requirements to avoid system overload.